Hey, what's up, guys? If you watch any of my other videos, you would know that I recently lost, well, about a month ago, lost my 15 Huckleberry Boys jack with the main spear blade. I'm sorry, with the main clip blade and the pen blade secondary. So I've been wanting something to replace that because that was my go-to EDC knife. So I wanted something to replace that in the 1095 carbon steel. So I went to the American Jack because it's almost the same knife. But what was cool is I had an email with a coupon code or whatever you want to call it for a free T-pop from collectorknives.net. So I decided why not, because it's free. So I got one of these, threw it on my car keys to see how it worked out for me. And, it's only been a day, but so it's kind of cool because I don't have to break my nails on these tubes anymore. But let's check out the American Jack, and it kind of seems like this isn't getting what I feel the praise online that it deserves. And as another knife reviewer pointed out, I can't recall his name. The only other guy with the video on the American Jack. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But he said it has to do with the stout pull on that main blade, and I would have to agree. It's a good thing I got this little knife key when I did, because it came with this knife. Because that is just going for the wrong blade. It's hard to get out. Now, I don't necessarily need the pick, but for whatever reason, I can't open the knife with, can't open it with my left hand. I can get the pen blade, but I can't get that clip blade. But it's a nice, beefy, full slip joint in the hand, and very reminiscent of that 15 that I loved so much as you can love your slip joint knife. It's got a nice and long pen blade on that. I don't know the dimensions, but bigger than my, I guess I'll show you, my 53 Cuban, which I always thought had a huge pen blade on it. But the American Jack pen blade just puts that one to shame. Here. There's a side-by-side, so this is borderline main blade length on that pen blade. The 78 is just the 79 flipped around. So I knew I would like it because I was a big fan of the Workhorse Whittler. That I had. I carried this knife for a while. I still do from time to time, but I was a big fan of that secondary clip blade on it, which is a similar length to the one on the American Jack. Similar, but not quite the same length. So here's a, I don't know how well. There's a side-by-side of them. Same knife, same frame. This one just has different blades set up and it's flipped around. I guess that's all you really need to see with that. One thing I will point out, though, is it is remarkable how thin that this knife is, considering it has 3 springs. There's just they are almost the same length. This one is just a hair thinner. So that just shows you what a beefy, just absolutely great knife this is, meant for hard work. It didn't come very sharp, though. GEC gets a bad rap for their sharpening. And a lot of the knives I've bought from the earlier years were just terrible. for their edge. Recently they've gotten better, but this knife, it's sharp, but it's not. For instance, my improved trapper came pretty sharp. This one was about as half, I would say, half as sharp. So I haven't sharpened it yet, but I'll get around to that. It's a very similar knife to my case. Let me look up the pattern number on this. 6231 1/2. Very similar to this. Ever since I saw, there's a few videos on these, quite a few, just people showing them off. And I kind of always just fell in love with this knife because I thought it was essentially perfect for EDC, but when GEC came out with their own version, which is just a little different, you know, I waited a while to pick up the American Jack just because there was other interesting things, but now that I lost that 15, I kind of wanted to go back to it. But the pulls on them are similar. One thing is they switch. So like the spots where they put each blade are swapped. Great Eastern puts theirs, here I'll show you if you can't visualize here. Case has the main blade in the front, right? And then you have to flip it to get the pin, whereas you can just access both from the GEC. So, I don't know, a little interesting tidbit, I guess. I've been buying and selling a lot of knives. No, actually, I've been selling a lot of knives, but this is my newest, and hopefully it will become my new trusty Great Eastern Cutlery EDC knife. It does need sharpened, though, but it's got everything that makes Great Eastern so popular. The perfect centering on those two blades, watertight back springs, half stops, which are pretty common on this frame, but they sit a little bit out, but a flush, but that's alright. Nice, strong snap on them. So I couldn't be happier with this, except for my left nail needs a little bit of work. Maybe it's just because I cut them, I don't know, but thanks for watching, guys.